What's going on, YouTube? V here. So today I have my Altergeist deck profile that I played at the Indianapolis regionals this past weekend. I got 6th place. I won X1 after 8 rounds, and yeah, I'll go over the deck list. I'll go over main, side, extra. I'll give you guys little reasons why I played certain cards and give you guys my little tournament report I have here of all the rounds I played and stuff. So the first card we have is 3 Altergeist Multi-Faker, 3 Altergeist Marionetta, 3 Altergeist Meloseek, 2 Altergeist Soliloquies, 1 Kinkuri, and that's for all the Altergeist monsters, about the standard lineup. For the hand traps, we have 3 Ghost Ogres, 2 Draw, 2 Winter Cherries, 2 Ash Blossoms. For spells, 1 for 1, 2 Dualities, and 2 Desires. For our traps, we're running 3 Personal Spoofings, Imperial Order, 2 Evenly Matched, 2 Manifestation, 2 Warrior Warlords, 2 Altergeist Protocol, and our final cards is 3 Infinite Permits. This is 41 cards main deck. And I'll go over all my reasons for why I decided to do everything in a bit. For the side deck, we're going to be running 3 Heavy Storm Dusters, 3 Red Reboot, 3 D-Barriers, the Evenly Matched, the Rivalry, Ecomax, and then 1 of each of the other hand traps we're not running 3 of. So we got our Ash Blossom, we got to go Sweep Winter Cherries, and we have a Draw and Lockbird. For the extra deck, we're running 2 Hextia, a Prime Banshee, Linkuriboh, Ningarusa the World Child's Warrior, Nightmare Service, Phoenix, Unicorn, Firewall Dragon, Kagari, Isold, Double Helix, ABC Buster, Totally Awesome, and the last card, which is a Mechabo, which I gave back to a friend of mine. So we'll start with the extra deck first, go on to our side deck and our main deck, and I'll give you guys my round tournament report. So 2 Hexia is standard. I don't think there's any time during the tournament or even in play testing that I wanted to even run a 3rd Hexia, and I'm glad I didn't. Prime Banshee never did come up, but she's very situational and she can come up. And she has a better option coming up than my 3rd Hexia. And that was my reasoning why I wanted a Prime Banshee. No matter what, I wanted 3 Altergeist extra deck monsters. I just felt that Prime Banshee was better than a 3rd Hexia. Linkuriboh was obvious, and Ningarusa was my pick. I really like this card a lot. There was a chance for it to come up throughout the rounds. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to do it. I probably had a lot of other opportunities to bring out Ningarusa, but for the most part, I didn't need it. And I really feel glad that I made this pick and have him an extra deck. He's really good. As for the Nightmare package, to be honest with you, I never made any of these at all. But I know I've been playing this deck since it came out. I know that these cards can be played, and these cards can have viability in a deck, and that's why I left it in. Firewall Dragon's the card obviously you want to hit, and I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, well, V, why you got Firewall and you have Isold? What's the difference between these two? Well, the answer is simple. Firewall is because people are slowly starting to play Tricks and Sky Strikers. Firewall still can be abused in a lot of other decks besides Gokis, and that's the reason I want to keep Firewall in there. Isold is a card I really want to hit, mainly depending on the build of Gokis. If I'm going first against Gokis, I'm probably going to hit the Firewall first, to be honest with you. But if I'm playing out against my opponent, and I have the opportunity to hit Isold, I would. Or if he uses a normal summon, then I'll use a normal summon to make it, a special summon. Let's say a junk warrior, and normal summons a Goki, and then goes and then that's it, like a Super X, but not activating a Super X effect. Then actually I might be more inclined to hit hit Isold. I mean, yes, he has other plays you can go into. He has summon sources plays, but this does hurt the deck a lot, and that's another reason why I decided to keep it in still. It's just a very situational card, but I really do like it a lot. As for the Mechabo, it was a late-minute decision. It was either this or the Borreload. Borreload's very hard to get over on this deck. If your opponent goes Borreload, it's very, 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 very hard to get over. But I felt Mechabo was going to be the card choice of the weekend. I mean, we got Mechabo reprints. I mentioned what I want with Invocation and Mechabo being reprinted. You got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players playing a variant of decks that involve Mechabo, and I made this pick over the Borreload. I'm really glad I did, and I'll go into why in my tournament report. Totally awesome, and paleo decks grind with this deck. This deck wants to grind and really break down the opponent. And I felt like Totally Awesome basically wants to do the same thing. with that said, I'm glad I have this in there. If I see my Reaper against that deck and you hit totally awesome, the deck's trash. You instantly just get so much advantage. ABC Dragon Bus is the same thing. A lot of rogue, a lot of randomness, and ABC players are they're just always around. Another card was Spiral W Helix, which is another card I decided to put in, and I'm glad because Spirals is seen to play more and more often. And with this in extra deck, it actually used it this weekend, and I helped me out a lot. And my last card was Kagari because of Sky Striker variants. I had the other one. She's red. I had blue in there before, and it's not bad, but I felt like Kagari was the main hit. Kagari was the card you always wanted to hit against that deck, and you know what? I know a lot of players might be upset and go, well, if they go into Kagari, then you'll only be getting rid of 2 Kagaris, and I understand all that, but I just want to hit 1 Kagari. There's also a lot of decks that are going into are playing the engaged, like the engine, you know, running 3 engaged, a Hornet, and they're going to try to go into Kagari. So they might not even main, and this is what I felt would happen a lot. A lot of times my opponent would go, you know, activate Hornet bit, and once Hornet bit hits the board, I Ghost Reaper them, and I'll hit the Kagari, and majority of times they don't really have an answer, or they'll go into blue, which doesn't really do anything, especially if they're not playing Tricks or Sky Strikers, if they're just running the engine. So this actually helped me out a lot, and I'm telling you right now, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, if you play this, you're mostly gonna hit this over blue. I don't think I've ever in my life, when I had blue in here, decided to hit blue. Okay, so let's go talk about the side deck for a second. I side deck 1 of each hand trap. I made 2 of all of these, and the reason why, because I want consistency. I don't want to open 2 Ash Blossoms. I don't want to open 2 Ghost Reapers, and I don't want to open 2 Draw. I did say Draw is the strongest hand trap of the format, but against the dominant decks, it's really kind of between Draw and Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is slipping in, because the minute you hit Firewall Dragon against Gokis, you're in a really good spot. Ash Blossom at 2 is a -1. This is at 2 is a -1, and this at 2 is a -1. And yeah, Ghost Ogre is a -1. I will give you that. But Ghost Ogre at every single time can shut your opponent down, and these can't. The closest one that can do it on the Ghost Ogre would be Draw. And it was the difference between having 3 Ghost Ogre and 3 Draw, and my decision was playing a card to get rid of Firewall Dragon, or to shut my opponent down, and it worked very well. Also in the mirror match, Ghost Ogre got rid of spoofing, which kind of helped as well, so that's a thing. But with that said, guys, there's always situations which you want to play 3-ups, and I found myself siding in these in various times throughout the event, and I really don't want to go into I really should have written it down when I did it, but it's just, you'll know when you need to go into this, against what deck you're playing, which one of these would be the best one to put in. Sometimes 2 of these, sometimes I sided all 3 of these in, which sounded kind of crazy, but it actually helped me out and won me a lot of games. Ecomax was a card I also, my buddy told me to put in, because we don't know anything about Crusaders. Like, I know I played Crusaders, I know about Crusaders, but we didn't know if Crusaders was going to be relevant. They were. I didn't see not one Crusadia. This card's coming out. This card's a blank spot. It could be Mind Crush. Who cares? I'm dead. You can choose whatever you want with that. Third rivalry of Warlords, because against certain decks, 3 rivalries are better than 2. The reason I only play 2 rivalries is because when you open with 2 rivalries, it's a -1 in your hand. And once again, you're trying to go for as much consistency as possible. Another card people would probably be questioning a lot is Evenly Matched. Evenly Matched is my favorite card in this goddamn game right now. You see, when I'm playing Altergeist and I have Evenly and Multi-Faker in hand, I mean, you can obviously see the combo. Well, not really, it's not even, it's just a thing. You know, go in the battle phase and like, okay, and you're like Evenly, and they keep 1 card on board, and you're like, cool. After Evenly resolves, Multi-Faker, Soliloquies bounce Multi-Faker back, get rid of that card. Or if it's a face-down monster or something like that, you go into even more silly stuff by going Evenly, Multi-Faker Meloseek, go into Hextia, Meloseek's effects, gonna search your Marionetta, summon Marionetta. Now you got Marionetta on Hextia, which is you know, pumping Hextia's attack, and Marionetta's also gonna allow you to search off. I mean, the Marionetta's gonna let you get the set the trap card, and if you don't want the Marionetta, you can pop the Marionetta, get the Meloseek. With the Meloseek, swing your opponent, they lose a card, and then they take what, 23, with your monster attached, with your what's his name again? Hextia. That guy. So I take 23, and I found myself doing a lot of those plays. Well, obviously not in that kind of phase. Obviously not in that setup, but the next turn. I found myself being in that position because my opponent over-dedicated to the board. Because not a lot of players see evenly matched being in the main deck. And I think in Altergeist, you have to main evenly match. It's one of the very few decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! That you can blind main deck to evenly match and be totally fine with that. Due to the fact that your opponent does not have that many. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are just going all off of the field. Gokis, once you get, let's say you hit an Isold or you hit a Firewall, don't make like a 3-card play and use the majority of the resources. And after you evenly them, you can clean their board out, and that's game. They don't come back from that. So I think evenly is a great card, and I really think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players should be playing this card now. Another card was 3D barriers. You know, I'm really, even though my deck is kind of a rogue deck, as far as the meta, if we're talking about like Trickster Sky Strikers or Sky Strikers, Gokis, and we're talking about everything else being my deck and everything else, D-Bar is great against everything else. I played against Pendulum Magicians, and he played this card on me, and I set a D-Barrier, and he had to immediately overextend his resources to get rid of the D-Barrier that got set by Red Reboot. That's the name of the card, by the way. And it worked out very well. I mean, he obviously got rid of my D-Barrier, but instead of killing me, he focused on stopping a D-Barrier because he couldn't, well, not killing me, well, dropping my life points really low. He focused on getting rid of a D-Barrier that was set. Had he not did that, I would have drawn, and I would have did my combos on whatever, but the turn after that, I would have locked him out with D-Barrier, stunning him. And that's just not him. We're talking about other players as well, you know, Invoke play, anyone playing Invoked. Since everyone's on the Invoke train now, D-Barrier is that much more a relevant card. It's that much more of a better card, and I really like it a lot. I really think that D-Barrier is a card that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players need to start looking forwards. Also play this card. Also played this card against Cyber Dragons. Evidently, everyone's playing Cyber Dragons. I played, I think, 2 rounds back-to-back with Cyber Dragons, if I'm not mistaken. My friend Ben was like 5-0 in this regional, starting 5-0 with Cyber Dragons. And D-Barrier helped out tremendously. They try to play their games. You stop their combos. It's I mean, it's that simple. It's just a very good card. The last 3 was 3 Heavy Storm Dusters and 3 Red Reboot. Now, this is a card a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are probably going to ask me why. Well, if you're playing Altergeist, these go in. If you're playing Altergeist, if you're playing against Altergeist, this is how I do it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then obviously evenly match, and in this case, Ash. These go in the mirror match, and I actually played an Altergeist player. I think it was round 6. I have the report here. I'll read afterwards what happened. But these went in, and it helped me out tremendously. I had extra Ash to stop his combos. I'm not sure if I evenly I think I did evenly match him. Didn't see the Heavy Storm Dusters, but the Red Reboot sealed the game. And if you guys want to know how to stop the mirror match, the correct answer is Altergeist Protocol. You Altergeist Protocol your opponent, and they literally have to, you have a whole Altergeist Protocol on board with monsters, and your opponent has to struggle more in the mirror match than if you would have to do. So, the most important card in the mirror match is Marionetta getting the Altergeist Protocol, setting Altergeist Protocol, passing turn to your opponent. Because at that point, you definitely have a negate, so they can't just freely play against you. Now, going back to the main deck, like I said, guys, 3 Impermanence is a must. I know these cards are kind of expensive, but you really do need these. 2 protocols. I know some people try to do like 3-1 or 2-1. No, you don't do that. That's stupid. You see, Soliloquy's manifestation is a good thing. You have a set manifestation. You have a Soliloquy on board. You activate manifestation target with any Altergeist monster. Bounce, activate Soliloquy, bounce manifestation. The monster gets special summon. That's a legit thing. It's just really good. Same thing with Soliloquy. Same thing with Altergeist Protocol. You have manifestation set, and you have Protocol face up in the field. Activate manifestation, target any Altergeist monster. Chain Protocol, Protocol targets manifestation. This gets shuffled into the deck, and the monster hits the field. So pretty good card. You're gonna wanna keep 2. Like I said, 2 evenly matches really strong. Imperial Order actually made me lose a game. And even though it made me lose the game, I'm still going to keep it in the deck. I still think it's a great card. 3 personal spoofings, of course, I don't think nobody can argue that. The only thing about the deck I didn't like and will annoy me nonstop was this ratio. It constantly annoyed me. By the way, I think in the last round, I Desires and drew another Desires, but it wasn't that big a deal. Dualities were great all day long. I have no problems with them. they slow you down, but if you're in control of that, so what the hell are you trying to speed anything up for? The more faster your game state goes, the less resources you use up. The less resources you use up, the more you can't control the board. And if you can't control the board with this deck, you lose. 1-for-1 is another great card that I don't like and I like, to be honest with you. It did help me out a lot, but there was one time in the tournament I drew it and I was like, why do I play this card? But there are other times in the tournament where, you know, I was doing really good. I was having a lot, being aggressive, and 1-for-1 allowed me to pitch a hand trap I didn't need. I believe it was a Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, and push more, and I really liked that a lot. Like I said, I love this ratio, guys. Seriously, if you are playing, try this ratio out. It's awesome. It's really good. So that's my whole thing. So let's talk about the tournament report, okay? Round 1, I played 2 Dracos, and while we're talking about it, we'll just do a quick fan. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Round 1, I played 2 Dracos. It was a little kid. He was adorable, and he had no side deck, and he had no extra deck, and he was playing 2 Dracos. And I felt so bad. If you guys don't know, you guys might not know me, but when I've been playing, it's a little kid. I feel so shitty because it's a little kid, and I want to enjoy this game, and I had to savage him. But he brought me to game 3, and the reason why he brought me to game 3 because in game 2 he flipped up that Draco skill drain card, Draco Monarch Erupts, and I had no answers. And then the minute he flipped it, I realized, oh my god, this deck has no answers to that. I have to side Heavy Storm Dusters in order to stop that, or like a red reboot, which I did in game 3. Game 3 was, I mean, he got me down to, I believe, I think 4,400 in game 3, but I mean, he was a great kid. You know, definitely you can see he has potential to be a good Yu-Gi-Oh player, and I really felt bad beating him. So if he's watching this video, keep going, little man, because you're awesome. Round 2 was Pendulum Magicians. In fact, this was my only loss throughout the whole tournament. He won game 1, I won game 2, and in game 3, I activated Skill Drain on a whim. He basically played Regeki, and I had only Link Rebo on board. I activated Imperial Order, and it basically cost me the game. This card cost me the game. Not my opponent. My opponent drew a bad hand, but my Imperial Order ate my life points. At one point, I was gonna try to go into Ningirisu, and I was gonna try to send Imperial Order away and use Ningirisu to send a card on his side of the field. But he chained the card while I was trying to make the combo, and he got rid of his only card on board, and he had nothing else. So that kind of stunk. And one of them actually cost me the game because my own stupidity. Had I not played that, I probably would have been undefeated. Round 3 was Cyber Dragons. I 2-0'd Cyber Dragons. This deck has a really good a match against any Cyber Dragon variant. So if anyone's looking to play Cyber Dragons, or if you're looking at, you know, how do you work out the Cyber Dragons, this deck has a great Cyber Dragon matchup. Even though my friend Ben beat like 2 of them, 2-0 the Altergeist he played because he's playing Cyber Dragons. My Altergeist deck savages Cyber Dragons. Strong it out there. Round 4 was also Cyber Dragons. He got 2-0'd. There's not much I can say about that. Like, this deck is really weird. And this build, I'm not sure how I played other builds too, but this is the build that you don't really put too much back row emphasis on. You don't really, your opponent's always going to have a better field than you. It's how you deal with that field is how you're going to determine how you're going to win. It's how you break that field down. And this deck does it so well. Whether it's with Melisy or with Siliquis bouncing everything, this deck's amazing at breaking it down. And that's why evenly matches that much more better. That's where all these hand traps are that much more better, because you're limiting the amount of plays your opponent can do, or you're straining your opponent, so you have to extend a little more. And when you have a Siliquis, when you have a Melisy, when you have evenly match, even Imperial Order, it helps a lot. You know, Infinite Permanents, it helps a lot. And it allows you to limit the amount of plays your opponent can do, and as you limit his plays, you control the board. And that's literally what happened in both these matches. My opponent, and every one of these matches I'm about to tell you, my opponent always had a better board than me, starting out. But when the game ended, when it was all said and done, it was me bodying them. That's what it was. Round 5 was Spirals. I 2-0'd him. The minute he made the minute I felt like he was going to go for a Spiral play. Hold on 1 second. I can do this. I'm Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, both games. Both games, Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries double helix. And he still had a great board. At one point, he played Soul Charge, I believe it was in game 3. You know, had a bigger board than me. And once again, it's a game of attrition. Great, nice guy, by the way. Very nice. I mean, all these guys are really nice guys. Majority knew my YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. By the way, anyone who was at the Indianapolis regionals, thank you for coming up and saying hi. I appreciate it. Round 6 was the mirror match. And once again, the mirror match is a game of attrition. I think he even Ghost Reapered me and hit my Hextia in game 1 and 2. I know it was game 2 he did it, but I think in game 1, he Ghost Reapered Winter Cherries my Hextia, which was not bad, but it didn't do anything as far as my resources. It allowed him, I think, in game 2 to live extra turn, though. But I was so far ahead, it didn't really matter. And if he didn't have it, I'm not sure if he had an evenly match, because he never resolved it on me. I think evenly match resolved on me one time throughout the day. And if you play Altergeist when evenly match resolves on you, you don't care, because if you have multi-faker in hand, which most of the time you normally do, you activate a trap randomly just to resolve a multi-faker and still control the board, and it really works out very well. But moving forward, going against the mirror match, it was about the protocol game. The whole game was about me running to protocol as fast as possible, and I felt like I don't think he knew that. I don't think he knew that if he ran the protocol in game 2 faster than I ran the protocol, he would have had a better game than I have. And in fact, every time he tried going into Marionetta to get the protocol, I did whatever I can to stop the Marionetta. And it worked out very well for me. Had he had protocol, the game would have been a lot harder. Also, Red Reboot, even though I didn't see Heavy Storm Duster was good, but Red Reboot really worked out really well. I think I evenly matched him actually as well in game 1 or 2, I believe. And then he activated Personal Spoofing, and he had 1 card in hand, and I hit that Personal Spoofing Red Reboot, and that limited his resources badly, and I just cleared his field out. And knowing he only had that, I think at that point he scooped, but you know, it was a good match. At this point, I'm X1 still, guys. Round 7 is Draco Dinos. The minute I started playing, the guy started laughing. He literally said, he said exact words, "Who let you play this deck?" Told my mom he did. But listen, Draco Dinos is a very good deck, very aggressive deck. Very, very good aggressive deck. And I guarantee you, he was hoping I was playing Gokis, because that's the kind of deck, and if he went first, he could really have a great control of the field. Unfortunately for him, I 2-0'd him as well. In both games, he didn't do not one bit of damage to me. This deck is very good at stopping that kind of aggressiveness. In fact, that's what Altergeist is really teetered to. I feel like this deck profile is going on really long, so I'm sorry about that. But and then round 8 was my final round, which was Invoke Mech Knights. And the guy got a little bit upset because he didn't think to see my deck up in the top tables. But yeah, no, both he got 2 of those as well. And it was a weird match because this card basically helped me win the match. It helped me control the board, because in game 1 I dropped it on. In game 1 I dropped this on him. I hit his Mechaba, and from there I just outgrinded him. In game 2 I opened 2 of these. Oh, that could have been game 1. I opened 2 of these, but either way, in the other game, he has a Alistair. I think I have a Siliquise on board with a multi-faker in hand because I had this card set down. That's why you can normal summon a Siliquise if you have a protocol. But anyway, I think I had 2 of these in hand, and he summoned Alistair, and I had 1 monster, so I couldn't do this. And I was thinking, man, he's gonna summon Alistair, he's gonna go to Invocation, he's gonna go to Mechaba, because he knows I have this in hand, because Mechaba's really good against his deck. It makes you grind even that much more harder. It makes me lose resources, which I don't want to lose. And he went up summoning out the Indigo. And the minute he summoned the Indigo, he got Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, he lost his Mechaba. Next turn, I drew. I had another Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. I hit it, and I hit his Sky Striker lady friend, Kigari. Because he also plays Sky Strikers. I knew he also plays Sky Strikers, so I hit the Kagari. After looking through his extra deck and finding out that he only ran Kagari. He only ran this one, by the way, everybody. I think he ran like 2 Kagaris. That was it. He didn't run Blue Girl. And yeah, I mean, after that, once again, the deck just did what it did. It outgrinded him. And in fact, I just want to show you real quickly, guys. Round 8, 2-0. Round 7, 2-0. Round 6, 2-0. Round 5, 2-0. Round 4, 2-0. Round 3, 2-0. Round 2, I lost. And round 1 against a little child with no side deck. Game 2-1. And, I gotta learn. I always forget that if they run no extra, no side, it's probably a good idea to have this card and stop that card. And yeah, I learned instantly throughout that match. But for the most part, I tutored everybody up and besides those 2 matches, with all the guys all day long. You guys have any questions? I'll probably do an updated deck profile later on with this deck. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I really did enjoy playing this deck a lot. I really like this deck a lot, and it's a deck I really feel that it's something that I'm really good with because it's my play style, and it's that, you know, even though I like to have multiple play styles, I like to be aggressive, I like to do combos, I like to do all that kind of stuff. This deck is just very good at allowing me to play exactly how I normally just play, and it plays out very well, guys. And if you guys, like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. Also, these are Dragon Shield sleeves, really good sleeves. Anyway, guys, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed before. I'm going to be probably playing this deck in upcoming events as well, so keep an eye out on this YouTube channel for any more updates with this deck. And like I said before, if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section down below. It's your boy V, guys. Have a great day.